Hey everyone! If you've got Amazon Prime, then get ready.
So I've seen a lot.
Next today, I'm showing you 5 amazing free games you can claim right now.
The layout of rooms, the placement of
I'll
enemies,
walk you through each one,
elf-mage, give you my
and
quick
one
melee
review
type.
and
War,
share some
there's
tips
no
so
traditional
you know
combat.
exactly which games
The
are worth
challenge
your
your
time.
time.
Resident Evil
Let's
and
jump
Silent
straight
Hill.
in.
Civilization 4, the complete edition, one of the most beloved 4X games ever. This isn't just the base game. You get expansions, deep strategy, and a huge sandbox, plus its 2 expansions, Warlords and Beyond the Sword, plus Civilization 4 Colonization. The complete edition bundles together the base Civ 4, plus 2 major expansions, Warlords and Beyond the Sword, and also Civ 4 Colonization. All of this gives you a full, rich, strategic experience from ancient times right up to space exploration, plus a separate game about building colonies in the New World. Civ 4 is a turn-based 4X strategy game. You build your civilization by researching technologies, founding cities, managing economy, diplomacy, religion, and military. One big addition compared to older Civs is religion. You can found religions, spread them, and use them in diplomacy. You also have great people, scientists, artists, prophets. They give powerful bonuses and can shape your civilization's path. The first expansion, Warlords, leans into military strategy. It introduces great generals who can lead armies and give combat bonuses to nearby units. You also get new civilizations, new leaders, and special scenarios focused on historical wars. Next is Beyond the Sword, which adds a lot of late-game depth. One of the biggest features, espionage, so you can spy on other civs. There are also corporations which work like powerful economic organizations. Spread them to boost your economy. BTS also brings random events, natural disasters, diplomatic incidents, even global catastrophes, making each game feel unpredictable. Plus, advanced AI improvements and even more civs and leaders to pick from. The complete edition also includes Civilization 4, Colonization. This is slightly different from the main game. Here you're focused on colonizing the New World. You produce goods, trade with Europe, build a colonial economy, and eventually aim for independence. If you're getting into Civ 4 Complete, here are some tips to make the most out of it. Start your first games in Beyond the Sword mode. Gives you access to most of the features. Use great people wisely. Early scientists can boost your tech, while artists or prophets help with culture or religion. Try corporations in BTS for an economic edge, but watch your resources. Use espionage, spy on more advanced civs, sabotage them, and gather intelligence. When playing colonization, focus on producing trade goods early and building up a strong economy. Independence is hard without funds. Don't neglect random events in BTS. They can drastically change your game plan. Sid Meier's Civilization 4. The complete edition is a masterpiece of 4X strategy. It's deep, varied, and offers huge replayability thanks to its expansions. Even though it's older, it holds up thanks to solid mechanics and a passionate community. I'd rate it 9 out of 10, almost timeless for fans of turn-based strategy. Next, we dive into Empty Shell. A tense roguelite survival horror game set in a mysterious abandoned facility. Think darkness, monsters, and randomized runs. It's not for the faint of heart. In Empty Shell, you're a volunteer in a recovery operation at a research facility on a remote Japanese island. The place seems abandoned, but very quickly it's clear something went horribly wrong. Each time you die, you start again as a new volunteer. Your character, gear, and even the map layout change. Empty Shell combines top-down shooter mechanics with survival horror and roguelite elements. You scavenge for weapons, ammo, and gadgets, but you need to manage a limited inventory. Levels are procedurally generated. Every run is different. The layout of rooms, the placement of enemies, everything gets randomized. There are puzzles and logs, documents to find that help uncover the facility's dark past. You can also buy upgrades and devices to make your runs more manageable. The game leans heavily into a grim, claustrophobic aesthetic. Dark, industrial corridors, pixel gore, abominable creatures. Visually and thematically, it draws inspiration from retro horror shooters. Some players compare it to Teleglitch. One of the core roguelite mechanics, permanent death. When you die, you don't reload your last run. You control a brand new volunteer. But runs are not totally lost. By scavenging and upgrading, you increase your chances in future expeditions. Because runs vary so much, there's a strong loop of risk versus reward. Do you push forward with few resources or retreat and regroup? Here are some tips if you want to survive longer. Save space in your inventory for crucial items. Don't hoard everything. Explore every room carefully. Even dangerous corridors can yield useful loot or lore. Prioritize upgrades that help you survive, rather than just improving damage. Use hit-and-run tactics. Sometimes avoiding a fight is smarter than attacking. Read the logs. They not only give lore, but can hint at hidden areas or secrets. Empty Shell is a compelling mix of survival horror and roguelite mechanics. It's atmospheric, tense, and rewarding for players who embrace risk. It's not perfect, but for what it does, I'd give it 8 out of 10. Highly recommended for fans of atmospheric roguelites. Heroes of Loot 2, a fast-paced dungeon crawling roguelike by Orange Pixel. The game puts you in the boots of two heroes at once, venturing through randomized dungeon floors, clearing rooms of monsters, collecting loot, and completing quests. You control two characters simultaneously, usually one ranged type, Elf Mage, and one melee type, Warrior, Valkyrie. You can switch between them on the fly to exploit their abilities. Each floor is randomly generated, so rooms, enemies, loot chests, secret teleports, and alternate paths vary each run. Loot plays an important role. Gold, potions, keys, rare gems, and special items appear. You'll also unlock permanent magic spells by collecting shards, meaning runs progressively get stronger. Quests and secrets add some variety. Beyond simply clearing rooms, you might need to light magic candles, find keys, unlock gates, or hit secret teleporters. If you enjoy quick sessions, arcade-style intensity, pixel graphics, loot hunting, and the challenge of roguelites, this is a great fit. If you prefer long story-driven RPGs or complex skill trees, maybe less so. Switch characters often. You'll need both skill sets to clear different room types. Explore thoroughly for secret rooms. They often yield big loot or shortcuts. Manage your item slots. Keys, idols, and relics take up space. Drop lesser items if needed. Unlock permanent spells early by collecting shards. This makes later runs easier. Don't rush. Sometimes waiting a few seconds for enemies to spawn gives bigger loot reward. Heroes of Loot 2 is a fun, addictive little dungeon looter with arcade flair. It may not reinvent the genre, but it delivers solid value for its price. I'd rate it 7.5 out of 10. Great for the right audience. Next is Residual, a serene but challenging survival platformer set on alien planets.
What if life was a game, and someone else controlled you? That would explain so much! It looks like nobody's home. It looks as though someone was already here. Maybe they left something behind for us to salvage. Comic books, maybe? Hey, do you think I'm related to the Iron Giant? I'm pretty sure that's my dad! I was a mailbox.
There's no traditional combat. The challenge is more about survival, environment, and exploration. You explore procedurally generated planets. Orange Pixel's nature engine means each planet feels different, with its own climate, dangers, and resources. To stay alive, you need to harvest food, make campfires, manage hunger, and deal with cosmic storms or extreme day-night cycles. Crafting is central. Build science fiction tools like teleporters, mining devices, and survival gear to repair your ship. You'll also solve light puzzles, discover alien technology, and piece together the lore of the lost civilization. Accompanying you is PDB, a floating personal disaster bot that provides help and reveals bits of story as you go. Explore carefully. Don't rush into unknown caves without scanning or preparing. Resources are precious. Use your crafting wisely. Early teleporters or mining devices help a lot to reach rare materials. Manage your needs. Keep an eye on hunger, rest, and stamina. Build campfires where it makes sense. Listen to PDB. It often hints where lore points or secret areas are, so don't ignore its dialogue. Save frequently if there's no autosave. Losing hours of work to a crash or mistake is painful. Residual is a unique mix of survival and platforming. wrapped in charming pixel art and procedural exploration. It's not perfect, but it has a distinctive voice and feel. I'd rate it 7 out of 10. Great for players who enjoy calm but challenging exploration, but maybe less ideal for those looking for action or deep combat. If you like games like Don't Starve but want something more peaceful and less fight-heavy, Residual is definitely worth checking out. Next, we're stepping into the shadows with Tormented Souls.
I feel something lurking around in the dark.
Please, miss. You have to help me get out of here. Something strange is happening.
Everything will be all right, I promise. I won't let anything bad happen to you. What the hell is going on here? Who is filming these atrocities? Am I going insane?
A modern throwback to classic survival horror. Fixed cameras, puzzles, and real terror. You play as Caroline Walker, investigating the disappearance of twin girls, Anna and Emma, in a mansion-turned-hospital at Winter Lake. Tormented Souls is built with a classic survival horror structure, fixed camera angles, and if you want, tank-style movement. You explore, collect items, solve puzzles by combining clues and objects, and read journals/notes to dig into the backstory. Combat is limited. You'll find improvised weapons, but you must ration your resources carefully. A key twist: mirrors act as portals to another dimension, letting you navigate twisted versions of your environment. The atmosphere is very reminiscent of late 90s-60s horror, moody lighting, eerie corridors, and disturbing creatures. It's a love modern polish and more dynamic camera control. As Caroline investigates, she uncovers the dark history behind Winter Lake, the twins, and a mysterious savior figure. The narrative has moral tension. Depending on your actions, Caroline's ending can change. There's even a canon ending tied to saving Anna. Through documents and mirroring mechanics, the game explores identity, trauma, and alternate realities. If you plan to play, here are some tips to survive and get the most out of the game. Search thoroughly, explore every room, even ones that don't look useful. You never know where items or clues hide. Manage ammo wisely. Unless necessary, avoid frivolous fights. Pay attention to your journal and found documents. They often hint at how to solve puzzles. Use mirrors smartly. They're not just for show, they let you access different parts of the map. Overall, Tormented Souls is a very strong modern survival horror with a classic spirit. It's not perfect, but if you love old-school horror, tight puzzles, and atmospheric tension, it's absolutely worth playing. I'd rate it 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you want more videos about free games, reviews, and quick tips, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss the next one. I've got plenty more games coming your way. See you in the next video.